When life knocks you down, and life will knock you down, try to land on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. Welcome to Fire with Dr. Ninja Turtle.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Fire with Dr. Ninja Turtle. In my last video, I talked about budget-friendly strategies for young adults just getting started saving for their retirement. Now in this video, we're going to compare the Dave Ramsey baby steps to the financial order of operations of the Money Guy show. And these are two very different strategies for one, getting debt free, and two, building wealth. And we will get into a comparison of the two strategies. First, we're going to look at the Dave Ramsey philosophy. This philosophy is mostly built on behavioral finance because it's easier to do the debt snowball and pay off your smallest debts first. It's basically made for people that are in debt and people that want to get out of debt but are overwhelmed by their debt. With Dave Ramsey's strategy, he's helped millions of people, and he helped me when I was new trying to get out of debt. I followed Dave Ramsey because I had never heard of the Money Guy show and the financial order of operations. The Money Guy show is more nuanced and it's a little more complex than the Dave Ramsey baby steps. And what they do in the financial order of operations is they are targeting a more wealthy population, or let's just say higher income population than the Dave Ramsey population. And with the financial order of operations, there are complexities to it that are not in the straightforward way that Dave Ramsey has his baby steps. Please like and subscribe and share my videos with anyone that you feel would get benefit from financial independence, retire early. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the baby steps so you'll see me looking down so that I make sure that I don't miss anything, and then I'll come back and read the financial order of operations so that I don't miss anything. So Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps. 1, save $1,000 in an emergency fund. It's just a starter fund for unexpected expenses. 2, pay off all debts except mortgage using the snowball method, which is you start with your smallest debt, pay that off, and then roll that money that you paid on that smallest debt into the next bigger debt. And I did that when I was new. 3, save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. Prepare for major financial emergencies. I never did that. I didn't have the money to put aside for 3 to 6 months. I was trying to build wealth. I was starting from behind at a later stage in life, and so I needed all of my money working for me. 4, invest 15% of your income for retirement. Focus on consistent long-term retirement contributions. I did that in the beginning. And when I get to the financial order of operations, you'll see that the Money Guy show says a higher savings rate than that, but I had to start somewhere. And before I ever heard of the financial order of operations, I was doing the baby steps. So I did what Dave said, 15%. 5, save for children's college. Set aside money for future education costs. Didn't have children. My children were adults by the time I started saving for retirement. 6, pay off your mortgage early. Work toward being completely debt-free. I didn't do that. I had a high mortgage in a high cost of living area in Maryland, so there was no way I was going to pay off my home. Build wealth and give. That I do. I'm trying to build wealth now, and I do give. I give of my time and I donate money. So I do follow some of Dave's baby steps. Now I'm going to read the Money Guy financial order of operations. 1, cover deductibles, $1,000 to $5,000. Ensure that you have enough to cover any of your medical or auto deductibles in case an accident happens. Employer match contributions. Always put in up to the employer match if you can't do anything else. So take advantage of free money from the employer's retirement plan because that's 100% return on your money. Pay off high interest debt. Prioritize debt with the highest rates of interest. Now, this is the avalanche method, meaning that you pay off your highest interest rate first and get those down. And what they claim is high interest rates is anything above 6 to 8%. And as we know, properties are now at 8%. So that's normal for your primary residence, and for my rental properties, I'm now paying 8% interest. Max out Roth and HSA. That I do now every year because of the Money Guy show. I learned it there, I looked into it. I could not put into an HSA, or I did not learn that I could put into an HSA until I retired. I could have been doing it all the years that I was working. I just didn't know any better. So it says optimize tax-advantaged accounts like the Roth IRAs and the health savings accounts. So I have both of those. Max out retirement savings. I'm doing my best to max out any retirement accounts that I have access to, meaning my adjunct teaching colleges allow me to put money into their retirement accounts. They don't give matches to adjunct professors. And I also don't make enough in each college to hit the IRS maximum. But if I could take 100% of my teaching income, I could get close to the IRS maximums. It says, pay off moderate debt. I don't know exactly what that means, moderate debt, but I pay off anything that is not either my primary residence or my rental properties. Save for big goals. I am saving to make sure that I don't need to buy life insurance so that if anything happens to me, my wife will be 100% okay for the rest of her life. So I'm basically creating my own life insurance policy, and that's my big goal. Build after-tax investments. That's my next goal. Once I get to Social Security age, and I'll talk about this later on in the video, but once I get to Social Security age, I am going to take all of my Social Security and put it in after-tax accounts. Prepay low-interest debt. That gets into the mortgages and my house. And with that, I'm with Dave Ramsey to some extent, and I'll talk about how I'm a hybrid between these two different philosophies later in the video. Most everyone's heard of the Dave Ramsey baby steps, but maybe not everyone has heard of the Money Guy show or the Financial Order of Operations, but they are pretty popular on YouTube. In the comments, let me know, are you in the Dave Ramsey camp? Are you in the Money Guy camp? Or, like me, have you become a hybrid of each of those? Let's look at the key differences between the baby steps and the Financial Order of Operations. The baby steps is, as you know, gazelle intense. You focus with gazelle intensity on paying off debts. And that's what I did in the very beginning of my wealth building journey. The Financial Order of Operations is more balanced in that they want you to, one, pay off debt, but also be investing at the same time, which Dave Ramsey discourages. As far as investing goes, Dave Ramsey's philosophy is that you pay off all debt before investing and you temporarily pause putting money into your employer's retirement plan. Whereas the Financial Order of Operations is that you always put money into your employer's match, up to the employer's match, if at all possible, while paying off debt. And they also tell you to manage your low interest debt. The emergency funds, as you know, are also different. The Dave Ramsey plan is a $1,000, which has come from many years ago, and some people say that it should be more because $1,000 doesn't go as far as it used to, compared to the more contemporary financial order of operations, which says $3,000 to $5,000 should be your emergency fund. And again, this can be just a starter emergency fund until you can build up either 3 months, 6 months, and along with that, I don't have 3 months, 6 months, or even a year's worth of emergency fund because I'm retired and I have a pension. I have that money coming in every month, so I don't feel the need to have an emergency fund. Also, the complexity of the plans are very different. Dave Ramsey's plan is extremely straightforward, it's very simple, and it's easy to understand for people just beginning their financial journey. Whereas the financial order of operations, again, is made for somewhat higher income earners. And what you'll see on their show is many people, they call them financial mutants, are in their 20s and they're saving 20 to 25%, whereas the Dave Ramsey plan says only save 15%. When you're in your 20s and you're saving 25% of your income, you are going to be wealthy. You just can't help it. So which method is right for you? Choose the Dave Ramsey baby steps if you're new to paying off debt or you're new to managing your money. As I'm helping people in my community start to track their finances, I'm going to put them onto the baby steps. I would not tell them start with the financial order of operations. That's more complex, and for people who want to manage multiple financial strategies all at the same time. They're looking at children, they're looking at taxes, they're looking at their credit card rates, they're looking at credit card points. There's all kinds of things that somebody in the financial order of operations is looking at, whereas Dave Ramsey's plan is very straightforward. Pay off your debt first. And so what I teach the people in my area here where I live is first we have to track your expenses. We have to know how much income is coming in and how much expenses are going out. When we find the gap, we can take that gap between those two and put that towards debt. And that is in line with the Dave Ramsey plan. So which one am I? I am a hybrid of both plans. Along with the financial order of operations, I want to get down to a 0% tax bracket, and that is managing different financial priorities. I also want to max out my Roth and my HSA. I can only pay into the HSA until I'm 65. I've just learned that, so I only have a few years more to max out that HSA. So I wasted a lot of time when I was younger and could have been maxing out an HSA. I just didn't know any better. And so closer to the Dave Ramsey plan is I want to start paying off rentals. And that's new for me in 2025. I'm not going to pay off all of my rentals, but I'm going to pay off enough rentals that those rentals buy me more rentals. Because like Robert Kiyosaki says, you want your assets to pay for your liabilities. To close out this video, I want to talk about and let you know that I have some big money moves coming up in 2025. I just recently found out from a friend of mine some things that I can do to really lower my debt in 2025. Also, what I want to challenge you to do, and I've just seen this in some recent videos, is to have 5-year goals. I'm setting new 5-year goals just now because of these videos that I've just watched. My first top priority 5-year goal is to be in better health than I am today. I have pre-diabetes and cholesterol issues, and I'm lowering them every single day, one day at a time. The next thing that I want to do is I want to start paying off my rentals. In the next 5 years, I want 1/3 of my rentals paid off. Now, along with Dave Ramsey, I want to be as debt-free as possible. So over the next 5 years, I really want to lower my overall debt to income and have a higher income to debt ratio. One of the things that I mentioned earlier in the video is that when I take Social Security, and I'm going to take it at 66 and a half so that I can still teach and not be penalized by making too much money from Social Security. But when I can take Social Security, I want to be able to invest 100% of my Social Security into after-tax brokerage accounts. That's a new goal for me 5 years from now. And so the quote of the day is, if you're saving, you're succeeding. Remember, never let your past determine your future.